Unfortunately, in America, unhappiness is endemic. 50% of workers in America, almost 50%, oh, I'm sorry, more than 50% of workers describe themselves unhappy at work. That's not good news, folks. Half of Harvard students consider themselves depressed. Depression rates are 10 times higher than they were a year ago. Some of that might be more diagnosis, but the other part, frankly, there is more depression. There's more depression, and there's more, quote, ADHD. We live in a scatterbrained nation, which is going to be the name of a book I'm writing, I think, Scatterbrained Nation. The reason is that we're frenzied. We live these frenetic lives that are driven by only to one in an unbalanced way, and we aren't particularly preoccupied with happiness. We're more preoccupied with gross domestic product than we are with gross domestic well-being. And it's fascinating. If you look at political debates, it's never about, well, what's good for the people, what's good for our workers, what's good for our us as a society, as parents, as teachers, as adults, as colleagues, peers, etc. It's how can we increase our GNP? That's a problem. Part of the reason it's a problem is because we're not going to increase our productivity unless we're happy. That's the other thing. We waste so much time with bitterness and rancor and political infighting and so on and so forth that we aren't getting the job done. So in 1960, the average age of depression onset was around 30. Now it's more like 15. And this is very hard to believe, but it's very good data. About 8% of high school sophomores in, for example, Santa Clara County or in California in general, where I think it's around 7%, attempt suicide every year. These are our kids. We've got a lot of unhappy employees facing little fulfillment at work, little chances for advancement, little balance between the personal and work-life commitments, little recognition, long working hours, strained relationships at home because of tensions at work, lack of any say. Does any of this sound familiar? Internal politics and rigid company structures, bullying, and in reality, for some, very few promotional opportunities or opportunities for growth. So these are all very real things, I'm sad to say.